So Lil Wayne has now spoken on his situation with K.Dot, I guess. He spoke to Skip Bayless with his interview. With the interview, basically talked about, you know, Kendrick Lamar maybe dissing him and also him tweeting out, that he wasn't gonna be bothered. He doesn't want people to bother him because he's like a sleeping giant or whatever, and pretty much his overall thoughts on the Super Bowl in general. Okay.
I don't think it, and when we speak, and obviously he can't control that. And,
Yeah.
so he didn't let me know. It ain't like it ain't like he can control it or nothing. And also I've spoken to him and I wished him all the best and told him he
Did you?
better
Good.
kill it. Yeah.
Okay. All
So
right.
you better kill it. You gotta kill it.
Okay. Well, did he say anything to enlighten you about these lyrics about you? I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. I don't know exactly what that means.
By the way, I've thought about those lyrics more in post. What I've now came to the realization or the conclusion that those lyrics actually mean is that I don't think necessarily it was a diss towards Wayne. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think he was just saying, "Yo, playing off the line, where J. Cole you said let Nas down." He's saying, "Yo, my hard work got me to the Super Bowl." And that actually created disappointment for Wayne, who thought he was going to be gifted the Super Bowl. Not saying, he's not dissing him. He's just saying, damn, because he always looked up to Wayne, right? He's just saying his hard work let Wayne down. So his hard work to get there ultimately was a disappointment for Wayne, because Wayne didn't get that slot, even though he's not saying that Wayne is disappointed with him. That's how I've now kind of looked at it, which I think is the fairest way to look at it. And I think at first, most people looked at it, including Wayne. He's probably going to cap right now and say, oh, no, there was never a problem because they apparently talked on the phone. But I think Wayne first thought about it like we all thought about it because he is the guy who's the right-hand man, or not, let's not say right-hand man, but the boss, or used to be the boss, of Drake. And Kendrick is going at Drake. You would believe, well, maybe this is another roundabout way to throw a shot at Drake through his mentor and also boss. Y'all in the same camp. So I think a lot of people, including Wayne, thought it was a diss at first. And Wayne had tweeted out, Lil Wayne responds to Kendrick. Let's see. He said, Rolling Stone. Yeah, the tweet said, if it's still around, can I find it? Come on. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Well, the tweet had said, okay, I don't know, maybe it's deleted. But the tweet had said, man, what the fuck I do? I just be chilling and they still come in my head. Right? And he said, let's not take this kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep, I beg you all. No one really wants destruction, not even me, but I shall destruct if disturbed on me. Love. Okay? So now it looked like he's changing that tone, because I think, when he first heard it, maybe people around him like, damn, Kendrick getting at your head top, nigga. And he tweeted that, but obviously they've talked now and the temperature's down, so we play it again.
Kill it. You gotta kill it.
Okay. Well, did he say anything to enlighten you about these lyrics about you? I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. I don't know exactly what that means. If he's sort of
No, he ain't. I don't think he knew he didn't have to do anything. There was no explanation that was needed for that. I think I understand. Again, that was my first time hearing it when you just said it,
okay.
but I understand those words. Like I said,
Wait, he didn't say that's his first time hearing it, right?
I think I understand. Again, that was my first time hearing it when you just said it,
Okay.
All right, that's cat, bro. Yo, Wayne, cut it out, nigga. Cut it the fuck out, my nigga. That's the first time you heard the lyrics? What is he talking about?
I understand those words. Like I said, I think he just mean that he made it there, and his hard work is the reason why he made it there.
Yeah.
And obviously,
I took
let
it.
me down is me just being is that I don't think it. And when we,
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I keep telling you that Lil Wayne's legacy in hip hop I guarantee you this, chat. Lil Wayne's legacy, and I'm not saying, watch, all the Weezy pages are gonna be like, oh my god, why are you this and this, not this. Lil Wayne's legacy in hip hop is gonna kind of go down like Allen Iverson's legacy in basketball. What do I mean? Because a lot of what Wayne did to get that throne was done in the mixtape era. And these days we look at a lot of albums as the championship per se, because we've almost like extinguished what's called a mixtape, or what he used to do called mixtapes. They're not existent on the platforms we now consume music on. He kind of looked like a guy who definitely revolutionized the game, like how AI did with, how he was dribbling and how he played. But he's kind of looked at as ringless. So these days when we talk about champions or we talk about the greats, you hear the Kobe's, you hear the Tim Duncans, you hear the obviously Jordan and LeBron, you even hear the Curry. You don't hear Iverson as much unless we're talking about a cultural basketball shift conversation. And also because the style, at least in basketball, has changed since AI was dominating. I think it's the same with Wayne to some extent. I think Wayne's legacy, like just watching how I'm hearing even now, and I feel like Wayne should be just so celebrated. I feel like Wayne's legacy is gonna age like that, honestly. Unfortunately. And I know y'all gonna be like, no, it's not, blah, blah, blah. But I do think one of the reasons why Jay-Z's legacy has aged gracefully, not only because he's a businessman, I think that's one part and facet to making your brand or making your legacy really immortalized, is at every part of your career leveling up. Like we literally saw Jay-Z turn into this boss in front of our eyes. But also he put like 12 albums on the palette, you know what I mean? And those 12 albums, we kind of look at these albums as potential classics or rings, and he got 12 of them bitches. You get what I'm saying? I think with Wayne, obviously we know he has the longest career out of pretty much all of these guys we're going to talk about, especially the new guys. But his discography is so broken up with a lot of the mixtape stuff that it's one of those, and this is actually, I'm tipping my hat to some of the mixtape sites like, the Dat Pips, the live mixtapes, even my mixtape, Spinrilla. With a lot of those sites going away, it's almost washed away that legacy of someone like Wayne. You know why? It's not that you can't find the music. It's that it becomes you had to be there to know what it meant. Like you had to be there to know when this nigga for 3 straight years was killing every remix and remixing every song and freestyling to every beat. And it was so much that unauthorized mixtapes were dropping on his behalf, and those were classics. You had to have been there to know, rather than if someone right now is 14 or 15, that person was 6 at that point, right? And shit, even if somebody's 18, that shit, 2008, 2005 to 2008, or 2000, or if you want to go 2005 to 2009, we're still talking about 15 years ago. Yeah, so if somebody's 20, they're 5 then, right? So that's what I've realized about Wayne's legacy, because of how it hasn't been preserved, especially with mixtapes. And I do think that eventually his legacy in hip hop will be seen as Allen Iverson, one of the most important artists and one of the most important basketball players. But in terms of, will we think of him artistically ever as like the best? I don't think so. I don't think so. If we make a list of 10 to 15, I think his name absolutely will come up. But I do believe his case is hurt by the fact that a lot of his shit got wiped away with a lot of those mixtapes released, as opposed to Jay-Z, who, yes, Jay-Z did his fair of whatever, like maybe music that wasn't captured by streaming services, but the guy put out primarily a lot of LPs. And those are what we looked at as potential trophies in terms of a championship or something like that. So again, even watching these interviews, and I'm watching Wayne almost have to like kowtow a little bit to Kendrick. And for anybody who witnessed Wayne's run, it's no way you think that Kendrick's a greater artist or Kendrick has accomplished more to date to rank higher than Wayne. Now, we're not saying a better rapper, right? But to rank higher than Wayne career-wise. But I do think as time goes on, it's very interesting. And also, I've kind of, this is a soft criticism. I'm not saying every artist has to. I think people still look at Wayne as a rapper, man. Except he's not like the Eminem ilk. Like Eminem, like we don't have to look at Eminem as whatever else. Eminem is just Eminem. You know what I mean? But Wayne, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a legacy conversation that I should try to explore a little bit more. I don't want to disrespect him at all, obviously. But I definitely think he ducked the smoke here, right? He ducked it, like he's or not ducked the smoke. He's backpedaling because them tweets basically said that you felt that Kendrick dissed you. Then now you get on the show and you're saying, "Oh, this is the first time I heard it." No, nigga. Just like everybody's doing. I don't know. Kendrick got the whole world shook, nigga. Snoop Dogg apologizing. That nigga say he was off some edibles. This nigga said, "Oh, I never heard the lyrics." Nigga, you tweeted about them. What are you talking about? What do you mean you never heard them? You tweeted exactly when the lyrics came out. What do you mean you never heard them, right? Niggas just don't want it with Kendrick, my nigga. Like, Kendrick like the little young kid on the block who's like, decorated, and even the old niggas on the block don't want it with that man. So, fuck it. Anyway, I'll play the rest of it if you didn't hear it. Let me play the whole thing again, and we'll move on.
Is that, I don't think it, and when we speak, and obviously he can't control that. And, so he didn't let me know. It ain't like he can control it or nothing. And also I've spoken to him and I wished him all the best and told him he better kill it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you better kill it. You gotta kill it.
Okay. Well, did he say anything to enlighten you about these lyrics about you? I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. I don't know exactly what that means. If he's sort of
No, he ain't. I don't think he knew he didn't have to do anything. There was no explanation that was needed for that. I think I understand. Again, that was my first time hearing it when you just said it,
okay.
but I understand those words. Like I said, I think he just mean that he made it there, and his hard work is the reason why he made it there.
Yeah.
And obviously,
I took
that.
Yo, Wayne doing the Wayne trying to.
His hard work is the reason why he made it there.
Yeah.
And obviously,
I took
let
it.
me down is me just being.
By the way, I'm watching the YouTube chat. I see a lot of y'all are disagreeing with me. Let me tell you, the reason why y'all disagreeing with me is because of the age you are, right? Like if you're in your later 20s or you're in your 30s, you grew up on Wayne. So anything I just said sounds crazy to you. I get it. I'm just telling you how, if you're not, that's why I keep saying his legacy's kind of going to be one of those if you know era where it's like you had to been there. Y'all were there, or y'all were kids and was just getting outside, or that was the music that you were bootlegging and burning CDs and getting off LimeWire, Kazaa, whatever the fuck you were getting from. Of course, so you're going to feel offended by me saying that. What I'm telling you is that, as great as he is, I just don't think that his legacy will appreciate with time because of most of that discography being almost erased due to mixtapes. Now, it'd be very different if we got all these things on streaming services. That would probably be very different. But Wayne at that time was rapping over people's beats. Wayne at that time wasn't getting song clearances. He wasn't dealing with these producers. He was just rapping. And what happens when you didn't do the business, what happens when you didn't get clearance, what happens when you just rapped and a lot of the stuff came out unauthorized, these are great songs that sit somewhere out on the interwebs, but you have to go digging to find it. That's it. I hope you understand that part. And again, I compared him to Iverson. Iverson is my favorite basketball player of all time. But I do know he doesn't get, and what I mean, not only favorite, I think he's one of the greatest. But he doesn't get put in some of those conversations anytime they're mentioning them. You know why? He didn't win a ring. And that's the part of his legacy that's kind of lacking. If you know what I mean? Now, also, we could get to other conversations. I do think if we start talking about classics, I think Carter 2 is a classic. I got the whole internet mad one time when I said that I didn't think necessarily Carter 5 is a classic. I'll call it a classic now. Even though compared to like the mixtape stuff, his mixtape stuff, that's the classics. Like he got like shit ton of classics there, right? If we're talking about the dedication series, if we're talking about No Ceilings, right? The Drought, like of course. But anyway, again, I understand why some of y'all like, move the fuck on. You're pissing me off. Because you grew up on Wayne. We did grow up on Wayne. Me too. I grew up on Wayne. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But again, I'm talking legacy. All right.